Hey guys, this is Cromar with TGN, bringing you Llanic Station Strike, one of the two level 28 space combat missions for the Republic faction here on Star Wars The Old Republic. However, before you start the mission, make sure you equip the level 28 and below upgrades that are available on the Starship Upgrades vendor on the fleet, including the power conversion module and a few others. Unfortunately, this does not include the missile capacity upgrade or the blaster damage upgrade, so I won't be using them for this video. So let's get started with the mission, and the first thing you're going to notice is that this is basically a clone of the SWTOR outpost with a few minor changes in the way that the different frigates and whatnot are deployed, as well as the number of interceptors. Basically, it's a tune-up in the challenge. Everything also takes more damage to destroy. Now, these turrets on these frigates aren't a big deal, but when you actually destroy the main objectives on the station, it takes more blaster fire than before. Now, we're still going to pursue that special bonus mission to destroy the antenna, the communications array underneath the station, because I just wouldn't feel satisfied if I cleared this mission without doing that. The other bonus mission is just to destroy the interceptors. You can see that on screen right now, or you will, yeah, right now. And there's about 60, which is no problem. I mean, it's a very long mission. It's about a 6-minute mission, and, you know, we've already destroyed 75 interceptors in a 4-minute mission, so 60 in 6 is really trivial. The main thing we're going to focus on, and we're going to do all our planning around, is making sure we destroy that communications array, because that's the real challenge here. It's going to take about 20 to 24 missiles, and we're going to need to save our missiles and not use them on the main objectives, except for the shield generators, and that's mainly just because it's a little more difficult to aim at them. But anyway, oh yeah, to destroy the defense satellite. Make sure you only use your blasters for that. So moving on to the actual objective, you see I'm very deliberate in the way I highlight each item and try to put down some blaster fire on it before I swap. They don't destroy it, they don't blow up nearly as fast as they did on SWTOR Outpost, so you have to put a little bit of time into each one. But if you're very efficient like that and you use the best use of your time there, then you can actually destroy just about everything in one pass. I destroyed one shield generator and one, almost all the turrets. Wow, I got 10 turns in the first run. That's pretty good. I got about only one hangar bay. The hangar bays are probably the hardest thing to get. No, I mean, hardest maybe isn't the best word for it, but they take the most time to get only because they're so spread out around the station. You can't even get them all in your first run. Now on the second run here, I'm also going to missile these shield generators once again to complete that. Yeah, I completed that pretty quick. The antennas, there's about halfway done on the antennas, and then we have hangars and of course communications array. So we've already off to a good start, and we're definitely going to be able to complete this without any issue. And there's one more defense satellite right there. So I want to talk about the display you see in the bottom left. That's your power conversion module. It's the upgrade you put in from level 25. And the power conversion module gives you an item on your number 1 and number 2 key. Oh, and by the way, here we go. The communications array is available now, so I'm just going to absolutely spam every single thing I can. I'm aiming at the left, but I'm holding a D on the keyboard to move to the right. That's why I didn't crash in the station there. Anyway, what was I saying about the power conversion module? You have number 1 and number 2 on your keyboard. Number 1 activates a increase in damage and a decrease in shield generation. Number 2 does the opposite. It increases your shield generation, decreases your damage. So what you do is during downtime, when you need to regenerate your shields, if you're not firing anything, if you're not firing blasters, you hit number 2, and then you just sit there and recharge your shields. Now, this mission, although destroying all the objectives and the bonus objectives and everything is pretty challenging, actually surviving it is actually pretty easy. There's not that much damage coming to you compared to later levels where you're under constant threat. So you can get through this without good use of your shield regenerator. The reason I suggest using it at this point in the game is just for practice, because at harder levels you're going to need to be able to use your number 1 and number 2 keys properly. So practice here and try to keep your shields up as much as possible. Now, we've only got a few more objectives left here, just hangars. I'm going to destroy a hangar there on a couple missile turrets while I'm at it, just for fun. And there's also a couple more of the antennas here. I'm going to grab one on the right side, and that's how you can complete the quest. So now we've actually just finished all of the primary objectives. All we've got left is interceptors and the communications array. And we've done a lot of spamming on our first 2 passes on that communications array, so it's already pretty low, and we should be able to get it no problem. That only leaves the interceptors, which also won't be a problem because there'll be plenty of interceptors to come. So making another run at the station, I'm able to highlight the communications array through the bottom of it, as you can see, and I'm just going nuts with the firing, and as we pull away, that's going to do it. We took it out kind of off camera there, so that was fine, and we got it done on the 3rd run. And the 3rd run's very short, so that's pretty good. And that's what, concentrating on your objective is very important here, because you've only got 6 minutes, which sounds like a lot of time, but when it comes to firing 24 missiles at an object where you only get like 4 attempts, that's it's a pretty short amount of time. So Being very efficient with your missiles is very important. Don't waste them, especially don't use them on things like the turrets, which go down in just a couple hits anyway. And don't waste them on the defense satellites. Don't waste them on the frigates, which is tempting. It's always tempting to spam missiles at frigates because it's so much fun. But they just, those, you know, like the one in the top left of the corner of your screen right now, but they're just not a threat to you at all. They're really not. I mean, they're just, you know, you can blast down some of their components for fun, but ultimately they don't really affect the outcome of this fight whatsoever. You just got to focus on the objectives that matter. And speaking of objectives that matter, there we go. With a minute 30 to spare, we just finished the final bonus mission. Not bad at all. I think there's only like 1 or 2 targetable things left on the station, and for the rest of the mission I am going to just destroy them for fun, but you don't need to be around to see that because we're already done, and it's time to calculate, jump to light speed, and get out of here. So, thanks for watching. This has been Cromar with TGN.